perspective, where did you see a turn and how did you see a turn?
Yeah, I thought, at the beginning of the third quarter, we actually were more assertive, and it was a better start to that quarter. And then, once they got in the middle part of that quarter, they pretty much took over from there. We had some missed shots, makeable shots, but we definitely didn't defend well enough during those stretches to be able to hold the fort, hold the momentum. They just kind of walked it back. And then when they took the lead, just the momentum had shifted at that point. So you do have to credit them. We also can be better in those areas when it gets tough. Just to be able to hold the tide and get a couple stops, get the ball where it needs to go, and then you go from there.
Seemed like you held Jalen Brunson in check for most of the game, but what challenge did Cat provide just throughout?
Yeah, I don't know if we held Brunson, down in the first half. I just think he was very intentional. It was well documented that Towns had not gotten going yet this season, and Brunson, mentioned that he was going to, take the responsibility to get him the ball, and he did. It was very clear that they were trying to get him the ball, and Brunson was just kind of facilitating in the first half, and then, when he needed to make plays in that second half, particularly late third and fourth, he was able to do that as well.
Coach, I know it's a loss, but Tyler, 34 points, and especially showed off the playmaking. He looks very comfortable in this offense. Can you just kind of talk about that in the transition from last season to this season?
Well, I think, it was disjointed, but at the beginning of last season, he was off to a great start. And then the year before that, he had a great offensive year. I think the biggest difference now is he's, he has more physicality defensively. And he's making a lot of right plays, offensively. It's not just about the scoring. He's been able to do that for the last couple of years. No one's just been paying attention to that. But he's becoming much more of a complete basketball player.
It seemed like in the first half, especially Tyler, with the drop coverage with Towns, were you getting most of the shots that you wanted against their matches?
Not necessarily. We were able to turn the corner, make some plays in the first half, and we scored 56 points, 58 points, whatever it was. But obviously we need to get the ball to Bam too. And that's on me. I have to find a way. This is not about a new offense. This is about having all of our guys healthy. We have the most weapons that we have, and we score, 107 points. That's not what we're aiming for right now. Everybody's got to be able to feel aggressive. They got to be able to feel like themselves. And we'll get there. And that's on me, to get Bam in the spots where he can feel more comfortable. Whether it's pick and roll, whether it's flashes, at the elbow, whether it's in the post, all the different areas where he can, we'll get better with that.
You spoke before the game how the bench rotation might change from game to game. Tonight you went with Drew. What about this matchup made you go with Drew tonight?
I thought he was really good in the first half. Some of that defensive pressure and the spark, that kind of shifted the momentum in those minutes, not just Drew, but the second unit. It didn't necessarily happen in the second half with that unit, but it started when the starters were out there. I had to call the first timeout. After we got to a lead, and then they came storming back, I had to call that timeout while the starters were on the floor, and that's when the momentum, started to shift.
They were finding their looks from three, but we don't always see you use zone, especially with Bam on the floor down the stretch. What was the zone? What were you thinking there?
Just to give him a different look, different rhythm. On some of those Brunson Towns pick and rolls. Again, some of the things that were working in the first half were not working. Those are some of the decisions you have to make as a head coach. In the fourth quarter, I probably made a lot of wrong decisions. That's on me. Okay, thank you.